What's up, residents? So yesterday we talked about Mothra and her larva form, and just after that video came out we got another one with Rodan. So there's not too much in this quick little clip, but there are a few things I want to bring out. One thing in particular has some fans getting a little annoyed. It's also very springy-like outside, so if you hear any birds, yeah, nothing I can do. Hey, shut up! So let's get to it. So the clip continues to use that surveillance marketing style camera footage, and it starts off showing Rodan bursting out of his facility. Now I think we've seen most of this before, but what we get a good look on is his face right here that we've seen glimpses of but never any this long. I really love how the lava is just flying past his face and he just doesn't care, he's just staring straight towards something. Now this is probably going to be maybe King Ghidorah, because we already know that the two are going to fight probably early on in the film, but I can't be for certain on that. Nonetheless, even though we can't see his whole face, you can just tell from how they designed him that this Rodan looks mean, he looks angry, he looks like a pissed off giant flying bird thing. Now we're going to get into something about Rodan that has kind of a split kind of vibe coming from the community. So we've seen the clip of Rodan standing on top of the volcano just emerging before, but this quick clip reveals his roar in the greatest detail yet. Here, listen to it now. In my own opinion, I don't have any beef with the roar. I think it sounds good, and I think you can't really judge someone, or something being Rodan, on one quick little roar that we see in this tiny little surveillance video. I'm sure he's gonna make a lot more noises and roars and all sorts of screeches and all that stuff, but it still has a lot of fans being like, this doesn't really sound like the classic Toho roar of Rodan. People really loved how Mothra's roar sounded really familiar to the classic Toho one, but I keep seeing comment after comment saying, yeah, I don't really like this roar and that they should have made it more like the Toho one. I guess I can see why people would be upset about that. It does kind of have more of a screechy kind of bird sort of sound to it, which kind of makes sense, but it isn't the classic one that we all grew up listening to. There was something about the original Rodan roar that was pretty unique, and it almost made him stand out equally to Godzilla. Whereas this one, he does just kind of sound like a generic monster roar. But I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. You can't judge a roar on one tiny little 1 second long piece, you know? Let's just wait and see, and maybe Rodan will have his classic roar at one point in King of the Monsters. If you listen to the second roar that Rodan does when he's flying across the screen in this little video, it actually has a little bit more resemblance to the original Toho roar. It has that kind of deep throaty kind of... Yeah, that was my Rodan, don't judge. So what do you think, residents? Do you like the roar? Do you think it should be more like the classic one? Let me know. And this is pretty much where this little clip ends. There really isn't all that much new footage, unlike the Mothra one that we showed you guys the other day. Which, make sure to go check that out if you haven't. I'm sure they're going to end up doing one for Godzilla and King Ghidorah, so if you want us to keep covering these tiny little marketing clips, just let us know down below. As always, this is Jacob, and peace out.